Hello guys, so we are back with one of the most beautiful problem I've seen in ISI of testing a hypothesis. It's a problem not just really focused on the basic aspect of hypothesis testing part, okay? But the most interesting part is the relationship that is developed between exponential distribution and something interesting I'm going to tell now. So let's start. So this is a problem 9 of 2016 PSB. So what the problem says, let's explore. Problem says that if you have n sample relation from a random sample from the corresponding exponential distribution with mean lambda, and the observed data is not x1, x2, xn, but it's box of x1, x2, xn. I hope you know the greatest integer function of a number. So essentially, instead of x1, we are sort of seeing box of x1. We are working with box of x1. And this transition from x to box of x via random variable is really interesting, as we will see now. And then what we are asking is that we are asking for a test. And for the test, what is the test? The test is that it's just with the lambda. The lambda is equal to 1. It's a null hypothesis versus the alternative hypothesis that lambda greater than 1. Now, the rejection, it's like if you do the normal likelihood ratio test, you will see this is the best, like, or by Neyman-Pearson lemma, you can see this is the best test, okay? EMP test, uniformly most powerful test, but let's not go into that. So it already gives a like rejection, the testing that we reject H0 if this summation of box of xi is greater than some Cn, okay? Now we have to obtain values of Cn given an alpha, so the size of the test converges to alpha as n tends to infinity. Now, for case of simple hypothesis, the size of the test is actually equal to type 1 error, okay? So these are the basic facts you need to know before approaching the problem. So let's start, okay? Let's start the problem now. So what we will see first, we will see a connection between the x and the box x when it's an exponential function, okay? And we will explicitly understand what is happening over here. The first result, the link of the offline written version of the solution is given in the description, so please check it out. But let's now focus on the corresponding aspect. So we will do this small result that if x follows exponential lambda, then what is the distribution of, then box of x follows what? That's the main question, okay? Now, this is the main question we are going to attack now. We are going to tell now. It's like we are going to explore. Now, if you have seen my other videos, I have a video on that. I will give you the description in the description. That there's a intimate connection between the exponential and geometric. I mean, sort of, we have told that exponential is sort of the continuous version of geometry, okay? So we have seen for a Bernoulli process, geometric is the interval time, and for like Poincare process, the continuous time, it's the exponential corresponding aspect, okay? The exponential lambda is sort of the continuous version of geometric p. So you can understand easily that box of x is sort of a discrete value and x is a exponential continuous. So this sort of gives an idea that maybe this can be geometric sum p, okay? And in fact it is. We will see how. So that's our aim now, okay? So let's try to, it's a very easy proof, guys. So let's try to prove it now. So essentially box x, since x takes values greater than or equal to 0, box x takes values in 1, 2, 3, like the whole natural number union the 0. So now observe that, let's try to compute the probability of box x is equal to I. Its boxes is equal to I if and only if x takes the values from I to just before I plus 1, okay? So it's like, you can write it as probability x less than I plus 1 greater than or equal to I. Since probability of a single like at a point in a continuous distribution is 0, so we can also write it as like I from I plus 1. If you just write it up, so e to the power minus lambda into lambda t dt. If you write it up, you will get the result, okay? You will get that it's actually equal to, you will get that it's probability, like the corresponding geometric. So if okay, so let's write it down and just compute the integral. If you do the integral, you will get that it's actually equal to 1 minus p whole to the power I into p, where p is I leave you the computation to you. Okay, I will not tell this. It's in fact written in the corresponding offline file. It's actually equal to p is actually equal to 1 minus e to the power minus lambda. Okay. You can easily prove this. So essentially, you're seeing that it's for the following geometric p, where p is actually equal to 1 minus e to the power minus lambda. Okay, so this is the first part of the idea. Okay, so you can understand that why it's needed, because we need to correspondingly compute certain aspects. So let's see. So what is the problem? The problem revolves around the fact that x1, x2, xn follow exponential exponential 1. Therefore, box of x1, x2, xn will follow geometric p, where p is equal to, let's check, for lambda equal to 1, p is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus I minus 1. But essentially, we will work with p over here, and at the moment, at the last step, you will just replace p with this value. Okay, so we will work with just geometric p. Very good. So we have got this result. Now what we are required to find? We are required to find this. So we are required to find probability. So let's call alpha n is equal to the type 1 error when probability summation of box of xi, I from 1 to n, is greater than some cn, given that h naught is true. So what is type 1 error? Type 1 error is what? It's actually equal to the probability of rejection given h naught is true. Okay, now h naught is what? Lambda equal to 1. So therefore, it's lambda equal to 1. If you do lambda equal to 1 over here, so you need to compute this probability therefore, right? So observe that we need to compute the probability such that this goes to alpha as n tends to infinity. Now this is a beautiful part, another application of a beautiful result in probability theory, that is the central limit theorem. Now if we need to compute this value, we are sort of doing some infinite summation, right? And the central limit theorem therefore comes into help. So let's call this Sn is equal to summation of 1 to I from 1 to n as box of xi. Okay. Now, by central limit theorem, what we know? We know that Sn by n minus the expected value of Sn by n, which is actually equal to expected value of the geometric, each of the individual geometric, okay? Because each of them follows geometric, okay? So therefore, individual geometric is 1 by p by, say, into root over n by the standard deviation of the geometric. It's actually equal to 1 by p square is square root over. So this is where the geometric is coming to play, okay? This is where the geometric, so if you don't know what is the geometry, if it's not geometric, okay, if you don't have the intuition, then what will happen? You have to compute the expectation and the variance again. Okay, you will lose some time in the exam hall, but it doesn't matter, like if you are doing it now. But essentially, with respect to the exam hall, it's important. So therefore, this sort of results and intuition are really important for understanding purposes. That's what ISI exams are looking for. ISI is looking for, okay? And therefore, by CLD, this converges to normal 0, 1. So let's write it. What we have got? We have got summation of box of xi, I from 1 to n, that is Sn by n minus 1 by p into root over n by root over 1 by p square. This converges to normal 0, 1. Now, it implies that probability, this thing, okay. So what we need to find? We need to find probability Sn greater than Cn, right? This converges to what? This converges to alpha, right? So let's write it down. So we have got, so let's write it down. You will get that it will imply probability root over this term. Let's call this xi n. Probability xi n is greater than root over n Cn by n minus 1 by p by root over 1 by p 1 minus p by root over p square. Okay, probability lambda equal to 1 over here. Okay. So this is the reason, this is the idea. So now observe that this goes to I of n goes to normal 0, 1. So therefore this goes to probability z, let's call this z, random variable z greater than this term. Okay, and which is equal to alpha, it's given, right? The probability of Sn converges to alpha. Now this term, so let me write it very clear, very neatly. Probability Sn by, so what we are looking for, probability Sn by Sn greater than equal to Cn converges to alpha as n tends to infinity. Now what we are writing, trying to write this in term, we are going in a different way. We are writing it as is In, the big thing is greater than equal to what? Root over n Cn by n minus 1 by p by root over 1 minus p by p square. This is greater than equal to this thing. Okay, now we know by central limit theorem this converges to what? N tends to infinity. Since this converges to random variable z, it converges to the norm z greater than this term, right? Root over n Cn by root over 1 minus. Now by the given assumption, this result, this is probability alpha. Therefore, this is actually z alpha. What is z alpha? Z alpha is this region. This is a z alpha, after which there is the alpha probability. Okay, probability greater than that point is alpha probability. So therefore, root n by Cn into Cn minus 1 by p by root over 1 minus p by p square is actually equal to z alpha. Now this is a linear equation. From here you can actually calculate the Cn, okay? And in fact you have to put the basic p value. P value means the not the actual that p value, but this p value of, I mean the value of p that you have got over here, okay, not the p value. So therefore we have got Cn by this method, okay? This is the basic idea of Cn. And what we have used, you have used the exponential geometric and the central limit theorem together, okay? This is a really beautiful problem. Now my food for thought is that if x follows exponential lambda, we have seen box x follows some geometry of some p where p is a function of lambda. Therefore we are going from x to box x, exponential to geometric. Now how will you go back from geometric to exponential? You have to add plus of this, right? So now the next question is, what is the distribution of this if x is exponential lambda? And also rather you can ask yourself that how can we go back, suppose G is geometric P, how can we go back to a distribution? How can we consider a distribution from G which follows exponential? Okay, you can think about it. Thank you guys, and it was a really beautiful problem. Thanks for watching the video till this point of time, and see you in the next video. Stay tuned and stay blessed. Bye-bye.